Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for this incredible opportunity. My name is Andrea Poe. My company is Tastemakers Research Group, and our innovation is the PopUp CLT. Okay. We have developed a new quantitative and offline approach to consumer product testing. So yes, this is an actual offline methodology. It's currently being applied by the food and beverage industry for taste tests. At the PopUp CLT, it's both high touch and high tech. Essentially, our participants are highly engaged for two reasons. The first being that they're excited to try something new, and the second being that they're highly motivated to share their opinions and have their voice be heard. Essentially, what we found out is that people really like sharing their opinion. Our setup is anytime, anywhere we can access the crowd, something I've been calling either a crowd intercept or a social intercept. As far as how it goes, as far as how it works in the PopUp CLT Mechanics, this is live and in-person consumer testing that is demographically targeted in the field, and we can call these offline communities as in terms of a comparison to an online version. For example, if we want to reach a Gen Y consumer, we can go to a music festival. Health and fitness enthusiasts, we could go to a gym, or Hispanics at an LA swap meet. And here's where we really turn the corner, is that we can complete up to several hundred face-to-face consumer taste tests per day. In addition, what sets us apart is that we can get this all done in 2 weeks. So speed is really one of our core competencies. So let's just take a look at our competitive advantages. One, in terms of a resourceful team, we're not just researchers, but we are logistics and production specialists as well. The draw is the taste test. People want to try new things and voice their opinions, as I've mentioned. And in terms of cost, we start at a $33 cost per complete, and this does include an individual participant incentive. For targeted sample, our clients can choose their demographics, their markets, and or venues so that we can be reaching the correct consumer that they're trying to test. Live testing allows tight controls of the screening process and sample preparation because we're on site and we have a research staff serving and monitoring the studies. We use the Qualtrics platform for our survey programming, and this allows us to program complex randomizations. For example, if we're doing 10 flavor variations, we can program a survey that will serve up only up to 3 samples for each participant. And in terms of flexibility, we can pick up a product the day before and test the next day and still be on schedule. In terms of monitoring, we have a research staff on site to answer any questions, and our dropout rate is less than 5%. And in terms of looking to market potential, we can apply this approach to many industries, not just food and beverage, but that's definitely our proof of concept and proof of business. Okay. And moving on to market potential, we have low overhead sample and recruiting cost. Basically, we don't have a building that we are leasing. For example, traditional CLT would have a focus group facility, and our venue fees are essentially our sample costs. So if we're down at Venice Beach Boardwalk and we pay their venue fee, then that is basically the cost of recruiting our sample. We can also work with any research supplier who has a client in need of consumer testing, and we can use any technology, for example, eye tracking or emotional software. We can incorporate this into our on-site studies. And I feel that our core competency is in the area of alternative healthy products and packaging. Packaging is a very easy foray into us, a very obvious one, including the additional industries that I had mentioned before. In addition, the PopUp CLT, the intellectual property is are we done? Oh, okay. Intellectual property is protected, and the goal is to be able to execute several studies. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrea.
Andrea, with the research staff on site, how scalable is the offer? Kind of what's your vision for scalability then?
Well, there is an economies of scale because essentially we have research staff, the same research staff is going to be there whether you're doing 100 or 300 tests. So that's where the cost savings comes into a client, for the client. So basically we reach economies of scale about 300 completes per day.
And what kind of margins are you guys running now then?
We are looking at 50% margins.
You mentioned you have some IP. Are you filing a patent on this?
No, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is that when companies are testing intellectual property, such as different concepts or creative, it's not being shared with the online world.
Okay.
As in an online survey.
How different is this from somebody having a really good online platform and a good on-site team being able to put this together?
Well, that's essentially our business model. We have a really good on-site team and a really good platform, although we can use whatever research supplier is interested in having us execute in the field, if that answers your question.
I'm just trying to figure out, if there's a real competitive advantage if this could be replicated elsewhere quite easily.
It could be replicated, yes. Honestly, I'm not sure why there's not several more companies doing this. We're the only one.
Okay.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay.